Blood! More bruises. My Leo was gasping for air after that blow. Elara glared into Miss Petrova's cold eyes, her voice trembling with a mix of fury and desperation. "Where were you looking? How could you let Damien and his gang do this?" Miss Petrova just pressed her lips together. "Calm down. It's best not to cross Damien's father. You know Igor Knyazev is our main sponsor. Your Leo provoked him. He threw a block, broke an expensive toy. He was defending himself. They pushed him. They threw blocks at him first. You're responsible for these children. Why is he being beaten up? And bringing expensive toys to school is their risk. It's like putting a crystal vase on a racetrack. This isn't the returns desk. Perhaps you should focus on his upbringing," the teacher sneered. "You know what? Now I regret teaching him to be kind," Elara spat out. "You can't negotiate with evil. Goodness needs fists. And if I see one more bruise on him, I'm going straight to the police." She spun around abruptly, leaving Miss Petrova stunned. It had been a grueling day at the hospital where Elara worked as a doctor. A crew of construction workers with severe poisoning first thing in the morning, then the endless queue at the clinic. Everyone wanted to see her, Dr. Somova. And now this. More pain for her son, that familiar fear gripping her heart. She collapsed onto a park bench, trying to still the trembling before heading home, back to the stale air of the apartment where her perpetually dissatisfied, unemployed husband Victor and a mountain of dirty dishes awaited. If Leo, her second grader, wasn't waiting for her, she would have sat there forever, listening to the birds, breathing in the warm May air. But her mother's heart pulled her towards her son. He was too well-behaved, too gentle to stand up to the brazenness of Damien Knyazev and his cronies. "Fight back! I give you permission," she'd told Leo recently, looking at his split lip and scrapes, barely holding back tears. "Hit that bully right in his smug face. Don't let him push you around." "But Mom, what if I hit him too hard? What if I really hurt him?" Her son looked back surprised. "Aren't you hurting? Does he care about you? Go ask your father to teach you how to defend yourself," Elara blurted out. "I asked. He said he never fought, and I shouldn't either," Leo shrugged. No help could be expected from Victor. His indifference was soul-crushing. Her resentment grew like a snowball. "Mom, I'm hungry." Leo came out of his room. "I finished my homework, even tidied my room." Elara went into the nursery. It was perfectly tidy. "My clever boy. Didn't you eat the cutlets and mashed potatoes I left?" "There wasn't anything left. I just had some tea and rusks," her son said quietly. The dirty frying pan and saucepan in the sink told the whole story. Elara stormed into the room where Victor was sprawled on the sofa, watching football and drinking beer. 3 empty bottles already lay on the floor. "Go on, where are you going?" "You useless klutz," he yelled at the TV. "Victor, why did you eat all the cutlets?" Elara exploded. "The child is hungry. It's evening already. Why couldn't you at least have made some porridge?" "So what? You begrudge me." He narrowed his eyes. "It's not about begrudging. There was enough for everyone. Leo is hungry." "Am I some kind of grandma slaving over a stove?" Victor snorted. "He didn't say he was hungry. He's little. He's only 8. There are dumplings in the freezer. Was it too hard to boil some?" "Then you cook them," her husband grumbled. "Look who's giving orders. I'm looking for a job, by the way. See? Posted my resume." He waved his phone. "They'll call soon." "And why did you quit the shop job?" "They tried to frame me. Pin a shortfall on me. And the job before that, the boss fired me. He didn't like me from the start. I'm smarter than him. That's why he was scared." He lied shamelessly. "Right," Elara said wearily, picking up the bottles. "What kind of example are you setting for our son? You couldn't care less that he's getting beaten up. Loser," she thought, afraid of starting another fight. She spent the rest of the evening cooking dinner and lunch for the next day. Falling asleep, she felt glad she had work tomorrow, far away from this man whose world had shrunk to the sofa, the TV, and beer. In the morning, after seeing her son off, She walked to the hospital. Sokolova! Elka! Wait up! A voice from the past. She hadn't heard her maiden name in 9 years. She turned. Valeria Sokolova. A former classmate Elara had helped get through exams. Valeria looked magnificent. Expensive suit, chic shoes, perfect hair. Lurko! Hi, it's been ages. You look amazing. Married a millionaire. Hello, darling. Valeria kissed her cheek. Something like that. Rich husband, well-paying job, in a private clinic. Met him there. But you don't exactly look thrilled with life. So glum. Where are you working? Lazy husband, sweet son. I'm slaving away in a regular city hospital as a GP. I thought you'd be head of department by now. You were the best in our year, Valeria exclaimed. Scraping by. Look at yourself. Short on cash? I've got my share of problems, Elara answered glumly. My husband's checked out. Leo's getting bullied at school. I'm working like a horse. Go private like me, Valeria advised. It's a completely different life. Happiness isn't about money. It's about the amount of money. And who would treat my patients? They respect me there. It's where I recharge my soul. Many can't afford private clinics. Leaving would feel like betraying them. And myself. Suit yourself. But think about your son. If you change your mind, call me. We need people like you. The friends hugged. One walked off towards her comfortable life. The other hurried to where she was needed. Elara was starting a 24-hour shift. Valeria's words echoed in her head. Maybe she was right. Oh, no. What happened, Kira? You look scared. Elara asked the nurse, picking up her stethoscope for rounds. Hajninna? While you were out, a rich guy was admitted, Kira whispered, as he's in Dr. Orlov's ward. Anyway, Orlov examined him. Absolutely no signs of the illness he's complaining about. Tests are perfect. Orlov called him a malingerer and asked him to vacate the bed. He said that straight out. Sounds like him. Elara smiled faintly. What happened next? A huge row. The chief doctor came running. Ordered him transferred to your ward for further observation. This rich guy insists he has stomach problems, nausea, no appetite. But I saw him wolfing down pastries in the cafeteria myself. Something's fishy, Dr. Somova. He's a fraud. Hiding from someone, phone off, refusing visitors. Dr. Orlov lost his bonus because of this jerk. Be careful. Thanks, Kira. Go back to your post. I'll handle it. Bring me his chart. After reading Orlov's notes and looking at the tests, Elara agreed. There was no diagnosis. All that remained was to confirm it herself. But getting rid of a stubborn rich guy wouldn't be easy. Imagine her astonishment when she saw Igor Knyazev, the father of the very Damien who was terrorizing Leo. Elara clenched her fist but composed herself. Now, he was her patient. Nin. Well, Dr. Somova. Knyazev smiled falsely, clearly afraid of losing his bed in a regular hospital. Why? The question stuck in her mind. Ananan. Good morning, everyone. Elara greeted the ward, not singling out Knyazev. Oh, let's start with the newcomer. What are your complaints? Nin. Well, weakness, dizziness, nausea, no appetite. Oh, the rich man rattled off. And why didn't you mention this to Dr. Orlov, complaining only about your stomach? She asked. Then Knyazev flushed. Well, it got worse during the night. Also, I wanted to apologize for Damien. He's growing up without much supervision. I'll start working on his upbringing soon. Elara understood. He was sucking up to stay. What are you running from, Mr. Knyazev? She thought. Aloud, she said. That would be wonderful. Let's listen to your lungs. Check your pressure. His blood pressure was slightly elevated, likely from fear of being kicked out. Elara ordered tests, a strict diet, and a course of injections. Overall, things look pretty good, considering your workload, Mr. Knyazev. Who's next? Nin. Thank you, Dr. Somova, Knyazov beamed. Ooh, I owe you a nice gift. That won't be necessary. This is my job. Elara cut him off, feeling awkward in front of the other patients. The wards were stuffy. Elara asked for the windows to be opened during lunch and settled on a windowsill with coffee. Outside, a janitor swept the grounds, and the caretaker, Aunt Clara, planted marigolds. A local homeless man, Adrian Volkov, was helping her. Ah, Adrian, if only we could marry you off to a good woman, your life would turn around, Aunt Clara was saying. Who'd want me, penniless as I am? Adrian sighed. Everyone wants Prince Charming. They worked well together. Elara knew Adrian's story. An orphan, lost his apartment to greedy relatives, nearly jailed on false charges. Now he scraped by with odd jobs around the hospital, living in a semi-basement room. They paid him for his help with food and clothes. Admiring Adrian, the chief doctor, Dr. Ivanov, joked, entering the staff room silently. No, just getting some air by the window, Elara replied. Sometimes I feel ashamed of my own gloom when I see how hard others have it. Well, shall we head to the consultation? The evening shift promised to be quiet. Elara called her son. Hi, how are you? Homework done? Eaten? Hi, Mom. Homework's done. The math test was easy. I heated up the soup, washed the dishes. Are you tired? I'm getting ready for bed. Okay, good night, Elara replied and hung up. She opened the window. The May breeze smelled of greenery. The moon cast a dim light on the courtyard. Suddenly, a quiet conversation beneath her window. One voice, Igor Knyazev's. The second, quiet, frightened. She didn't want to eavesdrop, but it was hot in the office. Elara tried to read, but snippets of phrases drifted up. I told you, it's safe. No one will suspect you, Knyazev urged. I checked into the hospital specifically to give myself an alibi. That Dr. Somova is so clueless. She even ordered tests for me. You know what? Don't you dare talk about Dr. Somova like that. She's a good person. She took pity on you, the other man objected loudly. Keep your voice down. Someone will hear, Knyazev hissed. Elara recognized the second voice. Adrian. What did the rich man want with a homeless drifter? And since her name had been mentioned... Listen here, you fool! I'm offering you a job. Knyazev tried to speak quietly, but the wind carried his words. I own a French restaurant. You need to set it on fire. Best when there's no moon. Why would you burn down your own restaurant? Adrian asked, surprised. No way, sorry. I'm not getting involved in crime. You don't know how much I'll pay yet. Knyazev smirked. Enough for a little house by the sea. Seriously, what's the catch? Quieter. This restaurant, I sold it to some fat cat. Got a big deposit, already spent it. But the buy is rolling in money. And I need cash. I'm on the verge of ruin. Besides, the restaurant's insured for an astronomical sum. If it burns down, I get the insurance and the deposit. See? I see, but I'm scared. I've never hurt anyone. This isn't hurting, it's helping a friend. Just agree. It's a piece of cake. I can't. Find someone else. Do you know what happens to witnesses? Knyazev suddenly said, ominously. Sometimes they disappear without a trace. No one will even look for you. What? What are you implying? Adrian retorted indignantly. I think you get it. Knyazev laughed maliciously. That's why I chose you. Did my homework. So, choose. A house by the sea or a sad end. I want to live, Adrian muttered, clearly broken. Okay, I'll do it. Just leave me alone. You vile. That's better, Knyazev hissed. Wait for instructions. Now go, and keep quiet. Elara was in shock. Now it was clear why Damien Knyazev acted like a monster. With a father like that. The next morning, after handing over her shift, she prepared to go home. At the exit, she ran into Adrian. Yesterday's conversation flooded back. Adrian, we need to talk. Let's step aside. They sat on a bench. Listen, I accidentally overheard your conversation with Kniazev yesterday about the arson. It's dangerous for you to be involved. Refuse. Isn't it rude to eavesdrop? Adrian smiled faintly. He was pleased she was worried. He'd liked her for a while. Are you kidding? This is serious. Elara flared up. He's secured an alibi. He'll deny everything. You'll be the only one blamed. There won't be any house. Do you really believe that greedy fat cat will give you that much? He'll turn you over to the police and that's it. But I'll say he blackmailed me, Adrian replied naively. And who will they believe? The rich guy? The school sponsor? Or you? A homeless man with a shady past? Sorry to be blunt. Her words made the young man pale. He looked at Elara as if seeing her for the first time. That never even occurred to me. Elara. Thank you. You're a true friend. Can I call you Elara? Of course, she nodded. And we'll find you a job. There are plenty of professions for skilled hands and a sharp mind. Thanks, Adrian said quietly. You go home. You must be tired. I'm going right now to back out of this scam. Let him find his fools elsewhere. They parted, both feeling relieved. At home, Elara didn't find her husband. Is Dad home? She asked Leo, who was eating breakfast before school. Dunno. He wasn't here when I woke up. No note. Maybe he found a job. Elara felt a surge of hope. Strange he didn't call. We'll have a surprise tonight. Let's cook a nice dinner. Yay! A celebration. Leo jumped up and down. But Victor provided a different kind of surprise that evening. He showed up dead drunk, reeking of another woman's perfume, sporting a new haircut. The set table didn't interest him. Victor, where have you been? You got a haircut? I always cut your hair. What job? They called yesterday, but the pay was too low. Didn't take it. I was with my mistress. She cut my hair. Said I looked like an old man. Not funny. Why did you turn down the job? Do you think money just falls from the sky? You're used to working for peanuts. I respect myself. That's it. I'm going to bed. Not hungry. Stumbling, he headed towards the bedroom, still wearing his dirty shoes. Elara took off his shoes. It hurt. Pointless hoping for change. Miracles don't happen. She and her son ate dinner alone. Leo immediately understood. The celebration was off. Mom, don't be upset. When I grow up, I'll be rich, and you won't have to work so hard. Thank you, sweetie, Elara answered quietly, hiding her tears. 2 days later, Elara went back to work. Aunt Clara approached her. Can you believe it, Elochka? Adrian's disappeared, she reported anxiously. His little room is cleaned out, things packed. But he's gone. Phone's on, but he's not answering. Did he fall off the wagon? Though he hardly drinks. I went to the police, filed a report. Elara's heart sank. Her gut told her Kniazev was involved. First stop, the wealthy patient's ward. But Kniazev's bed was empty. Where's Igor Kniazev? Was he discharged? She asked his ward mates. What, you got attached to him? An elderly patient sneered. Just because he's rich? You got to shake him down for money. Scared the man so bad, he changed doctors and moved to a private room, where the cost is like a wing of an airplane. He looked awful after talking to you. Call yourself a doctor. He's a kind man, look. He bought us this backgammon set. What? When did I demand money? You could answer for words like that. Furious, Elara stormed out of the ward. She went up to the top floor, to the only VIP suite. She entered without knocking. Kniazev sat in an armchair, drinking coffee with pastries, surrounded by fruit, seafood, and a bottle of expensive wine. What is the meaning of this? Exclaimed a stunned Elara. We treat you, and here you are breaking your diet. What about your pain, your weakness? Kniazev jumped, spilling coffee on his pristine white t-shirt. He looked at her, frightened, but quickly adopted a haughty expression. However, the fleeting panic didn't escape Elara's notice. And what's this you're telling everyone? That I demanded a bribe? People are looking at me sideways, and this after I allowed you, a supposed invalid, a malingerer, to stay. My colleague was right. I do what I want. Everything's paid for, Kniazev barked. And you're not my treating physician. Your chief doctor is handling my case personally. Got it? So get out of my chambers, lady. The master is dining. He giggled repulsively. She couldn't tolerate this. I will report this. And another thing. Where is Adrian? What have you done to him? I know you threatened him, told him to burn down the restaurant. I heard your conversation. Answer me. She was literally shaking with anger. Or what? Kniazev asked slyly. What are you going to do, little missy? Who are you, and who am I? I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't know any drifters. How do you know he's a drifter? Did your homework, did you? Elara countered. Kniazev's eyes widened, realizing he'd said too much. He leapt up in fury, the rest of the coffee spilling onto his expensive trousers. Damn you! He roared. Get out of here, you snoop! You can't prove anything. You'll only make trouble for yourself, and good luck finding your bum. Just because my son picks on your wimp, don't take it out on me. Doctor. And then Elara turned and left, slamming the door. Vile curses followed her out. And by lunchtime, rumours of the scandal had spread throughout the clinic. Wine sheesh, Dr. Somova. Dr. Ivanov wants to see you. He's not in a good mood, Kira said. And thunder rolled in the chief doctor's office. Somova, how could you ruin relations with such an influential man? He'll bury us in inspections. You acted like you were unhinged. You were rude, accused him of all sorts of things, demanded money. The flushed Ivanov yelled. Nah, that's not true. Let him prove it. You could accuse any doctor like that. You're supposed to protect your staff. Elara protested. This charlatan has connections in the ministry. For now, take unpaid leave. You're suspended from work pending investigation. Elara couldn't believe her ears. Walking out of the hospital, she felt the stares of her colleagues. Could anyone really believe Kniazev? She took out her phone, dialed Adrian's number, ringing, hope, and suddenly, the faint jingle of a bell, Adrian's ringtone melody, somewhere nearby. Keeping the call connected, Elara followed the sound. It grew louder. In a small ravine, on a pile of construction debris, lay a man. Nanny? Hey, are you alive? She scrambled down. The ringing was very close now. The man stirred, moaned. It was Adrian. Someone had brutally beaten him. And then there's Adrian. Oh, Adrian, can you hear me? I'll call an ambulance. No, don't. Anyone, he rasped. Heard Dr. Somova. How did you find me? I called, she replied, bandaging his head with her scarf. Can you stand? I'll get a taxi. Adrian nodded. No broken bones, thank God. No. I'll get blood on you. He worried as she offered her shoulder. That's the last thing to worry about. Easy does it. 1, 2, up we go. She encouraged him. 5 minutes later, a taxi arrived. Giving her address, Elara carefully helped Adrian into the back seat. He lost consciousness again. He woke up in her home, in bed, wearing clean clothes, his head bandaged. Man! Hi! You slept for a long time. It's already noon. Elara entered and opened the window. Nah. How did I get here? Adrian asked. The taxi driver and I carried you in. Then I cleaned you up, changed you into my husband's pyjamas. Adrian blushed. His stomach rumbled. Time for breakfast. I'll feed you with a spoon. You have a severe concussion. You can't get up. Elara warned. I don't even know how to thank you. I would have died there in that ditch. Adrian sighed. Don't worry. You were born lucky. What happened? I don't know myself. Left the hospital, was cutting through the back alleys to the shop. Someone hit me from behind in an alleyway. And then you found me. Guess they left me for dead. Savages. I'm sure Kniazev's behind this, Elara said firmly. It was him. Because of him, I was sent on unpaid leave. I think they'll fire me. Oh, that scum, Adrian exclaimed, and tried to sit up, but tumbled awkwardly sideways. Lie down! Who am I talking to? Elara cried out, frightened, cupping his head to prevent him from hitting it. At that exact moment, Victor peeked into the room. So, he said, and walked out, slamming the door. Maybe I should leave, Adrian fretted. Now I'm causing problems in your family too. No! You can't even crawl right now. Don't worry, I'll sort it out. Elara left the room. In the kitchen, Victor was furious. What have you done? Brought home a bum, cuddling with him right in front of your husband. I wasn't cuddling, and he's not a bum. He was attacked. I'm a doctor, I couldn't just walk past. But you can put your family at risk, Victor hissed. What if his thugs find him here? We'll all be done for. Don't be ridiculous. You'd be better off finding a job. How are you any different from him? Only by having a roof over your head. And it's mine. Adrian at least works, tries to better himself. Right. Well then, I'm leaving, Victor yelled. Where? To Mommy's? Elara asked bitterly. To my mistress. Yeah, right. I believe that. Unemployed guys have mistresses now. Believe it. And her name is Svetlana, he shouted, and went to pack his bag. Fine, go. Send Svetlana my regards. Let her put up with you now. Whether he was telling the truth or not, she didn't care. Elara felt a wave of relief. Leo, who had heard the argument from his room, silently sided with his mother. He tiptoed to Adrian's side. Mister, are you a hero? He asked. Adrian chuckled. No, not really. I'm just Uncle Adrian who got beat up. But I know you, Leo. Shall we be friends? Okay, the little boy agreed. Do you have friends? Besides your mum? Probably not. Me neither, Leo sighed. Let's be friends. I get picked on at school too, especially by Damien Gniazev. And Miss Petrova doesn't believe me, says I'm the troublemaker. Does this Damien's father happen to be named Igor? Adrian asked. Yeah, Leo nodded. Adrian's face darkened, but then he smiled. You know what, buddy? When I get back on my feet, I'll teach you a couple of moves. No Damien wimp will mess with you. In the meantime, do your exercises push-ups. Deal. Hooray! Leo exclaimed, and hugged Adrian. Something warm spread through the chest of the man who had never known family. Outside the door, Elara stood watching with admiration as this stranger, essentially, found the key to her son's heart. The wound of hurt in the child's heart began to heal. While Adrian regained his strength, Leo was always nearby. Elara temporarily took a job with the ambulance service. She was happy her son was being looked after. Every evening, the two males met her at the door, took her bags and delighted her with dinner. You guys are amazing, look how clean it is. It's like heaven, Elara would exclaim. This is the first time someone's taken care of me. Just wait till my head clears up, we'll show you even more. Right, Leo? Adrian laughed. But if you get better, will you leave? The little boy looked sad. What will I do without you? He's not going anywhere, Elara answered for the flustered Adrian. Until he's fully recovered, Uncle Adrian will stay with us. Besides, Dad's study is free. Do you miss Dad, sweetie? No, Leo answered simply, and ran off to clear the table. Wow! Adrian was surprised. He must have really worn the kid down. Well, now you see how we lived, Elara said, tears welling up. Adrian simply came over and put an arm around her. His heart ached for her. On Sunday morning, Elara woke to muffled sounds. She peeked into the nursery. Adrian was teaching Leo wrestling moves. Mom, Uncle Adrian is showing me moves. Look how good I am, Leo boasted. I used to do sports, combat sambo, Adrian replied to Elara's questioning look. Leo has great potential, picks things up instantly. He's not afraid of fat Damien anymore. Right, Leo? I'll sock him one if he tries anything. He won't know what hit him. And his buddies too, her son said excitedly. Elara couldn't believe her eyes. Her Leo had grown up, become a little man, And all thanks to Adrian. Her animosity towards Victor, who hadn't lifted a finger for his son, intensified. She decided she would help Adrian whatever it took. Their friendship was clearly blossoming into something more. Kira called. "Dr. Somova, did you get divorced? I just saw your husband in the shop with some vulgar woman. He was calling her Svetochka. They were kissing." "You're right, Kira. I'm getting divorced," Elara replied calmly. There was no surprise, only confirmation. It felt like they were talking about a stranger. The next day, she filed for divorce. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, the fiery redhead Svetlana was wrapping Victor around her little finger. "Vitya, sweetie, I want those shoes. Need some cash. My brother found you a job, unloading train cars at night. Pays well. You're with me during the day, working at night. Perfect. Where's my coffee?" "Coming right up, darling," Victor fawned, regretting leaving 100 times over. The court had left the apartment to Elara. There were no assets to divide. Victor was learning firsthand what it felt like to be used. A week later, Elara was summoned back to her old job. Dr. Ivanov and a delegation from the Ministry of Health were waiting at the entrance. "Here's the thing, Somova." The chief doctor pulled her aside. "Kniazev filed a complaint against you with the ministry. Went over my head. An inspection team is here. Brace yourself. This won't end well." "Anin, don't worry, Pyotr Andreevich." Elara reassured him. She understood. Her former patient was furious because his arson plan had failed, but she couldn't prove it to the commission. She had to endure ridiculous accusations of negligence and attempted bribery. The commission, bribed by Kniazev, sided with him. That evening, Elara wrote her resignation letter. "Anu, how could this happen?" Dr. Orlov exclaimed. "I told them Kniazev was just hiding out. They didn't listen. Namanin." "Thank you for your support," Elara said quietly. As she left, she heard Kira's sniffles and Dr. Ivanov's heavy sigh, having lost a brilliant doctor. "Nana, don't cry," Adrian told a tearful Elara firmly at home. "I start work tomorrow. Called about an ad. They need general labourers. I'll be hauling bricks. Pays decently. You'll stay home and rest. Here are my savings." He held out a wad of cash. "Tomorrow, you and Leo go to the cinema, a cafe, the zoo, wherever you want." Elara didn't know what to say. She clutched the hard-earned money Adrian had given her and cried even harder. Tears of happiness. It seemed she had found her person. "My new mum's crying even more." "What do we do?" Adrian asked, alarmed. "Need raspberry jam. She loves it," Leo replied matter-of-factly. "Esh, and the movie, Pretty Woman." 5 minutes later, Elara was settled in a cosy armchair, sniffling, eating jam with tea, and watching her favourite movie. For the first time in years, she wasn't worrying about anything. 2 men she loved were standing up for her. And a week later, Adrian was promoted to foreman for his good work. One day, a crane was moving a multi-ton container. Something went wrong. The huge box broke free and plummeted downwards. A man stood on the loading platform below, talking on his phone, oblivious to the danger. Adrian reacted instantly. He sprinted over and shoved the stranger aside. In the same second, the container crashed down with a deafening roar, shattering the concrete. "Nah, need to be more careful, daydreamer," Adrian yelled at the stranger, towards whom security was already running. "Dainin, you saved my life, kid." "What's your name?" the man asked. It turned out to be the head of the company, Maxim Borodin. The police investigation revealed it was an assassination attempt. The container had been dropped from above. An hour later, Borodin and Adrian were sitting in a restaurant, the very one that used to belong to Kniazev. Adrian couldn't swallow a bite. "Why aren't you eating? Food no good?" Borodin noticed. "Oh, you're like a brother to me now. Ask for anything." Then I'll ask for forgiveness," Adrian said. "I almost agreed to burn down your restaurant." What? Borodin was stunned. No Igor Knyazov. He forced me. I agreed at first, but my love, Elara, brought me to my senses. She's a doctor. When I refused, Knyazov ordered me beaten and left for dead. Elara saved me, but Knyazov got her fired. I see. Borodin frowned. You're a real man, Adrian. I desperately need guys like you. Want to be my personal bodyguard? We'll get your Elara reinstated. Just give me time to get close to that snake. I have my own scores to settle with him. Start tomorrow. I'll send a suit to your place. My brother has to look perfect. That evening, Adrian returned home in a sharp suit. They sent this for you. It's so expensive, Elara marvelled. When Adrian told her everything, she exclaimed, I wouldn't be surprised if Knyazov arranged this attack too. She was right. Within days, investigators gathered evidence. The attempt on Borodin's life, the assault on Adrian, all Knyazov's doing. His other crimes surfaced too. Bribing officials, blackmail, kidnappings. Soon, Igor Knyazov stood trial. Adrian and Elara were witnesses. He faced a long sentence. That same day, the court reinstated Elara at Dr. Ivanov's request. The entire commission bribed by Knyazov was punished. It was the first day of September. The sun radiated a velvety warmth. Well, head of security for the company president, ready for work? Elara asked cheerfully. Always ready, comrade head of the therapy department. Adrian laughed. And I'm ready for third grade. Leo chuckled, pulling on the trendy sneakers he'd long dreamed of. The trio left the house and got into an expensive foreign car, a gift from Adrian's adopted brother, Maxim. The adults had a quiet day. Leo's was not. He heroically defended a crying classmate and punched the unruly Damian Knyazov in the nose. The bully howled. His cronies scattered. Miss Petrova initially clutched her head, but then realised discipline had finally arrived in her classroom. She didn't scold Leo, but for propriety's sake, wrote Elara a note saying her son had been in a fight. This note became the reason for a small family celebration. Adrian praised Leo for his bravery, proud of the boy he already considered his son. A month later, they gathered again for a much larger celebration. Elara was getting married. Leo and Maxim Borodin sat beside the happy couple at the festive table. And only one person, uninvited to the wedding, slumped wearily beside an unloading train car, cursing his own stupidity. Tears streamed down his grimy cheeks. Who's this cry-baby? One loader asked the foreman. New guy, name's Victor. Works poorly, but you feel sorry for the bum. He's got nowhere else to go, the foreman replied. And Victor, pulling on his gloves, trudged resignedly towards the next sack. The whole night lay ahead. If you enjoyed the story, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comment. It means a lot to us.